All right, 6:31. Welcome in. Friday, May 21st. Should be another beautiful day today. What a great stretch of weather we had. A little hot. Alberto will speak more about heat stress in a little bit. Just a quick graph on current COVID cases in our region. As we can see, these are the best numbers we've seen in quite some time. So we're doing an excellent job. Let's keep it up. Ken has a little bit more on some COVID updates in the weekly email. So with that said, I'll kick it over to Alberta for the next part of our presentation this morning. All right, the controls are yours, Alberta.
See my screen all right?
We can.
Good morning, everyone. This week's code of conduct is work in an environmentally conscientious manner. And then we're up to 169 days without a recordable injury. And this week we're going to talk about preventing heat stress. As you know, the temperatures are, I don't think we're going to get, excuse me, we're having spring this year. We're going to go right to summer. So beating the heat and prevention, we have sunscreen always readily available downstairs. We suggest you use moisture wicking shirts, loose fitting clothes, use hard hat neck sunshades. I had these last year, so if you guys see them on the right hand side there, just helps keep the sun off the back side of your neck and just keeps one of your sensor points on a cool side. And then take your morning break and lunch breaks in the shade or the AC so that your body is getting that time away from the direct sun. Also, good way to help keep yourself hydrated and not dehydrated is having some Gatorade or anything that's got electric lights into it. Question is, are you drinking enough water? You should be drinking 1 cup of water every 15 to 20 minutes when working in the heat. Remember, if you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. In the course of a day's work in the heat, you may sweat as much as 2 to 3 gallons of water. So as it is essential that your water intake equals your sweat produced. And the key to stay hydrated is having water always at hand, drinking water until your next break isn't safe. You should be drinking a minimum of 10 cups of water, and that equals about 2.36 liters of water a day. The ratio is half of your body weight in water. And then actively caring for one another this time of year and as of any time of the year is really important. Just to go over a little about heat exhaustion is dizziness and fainting, excessive sweating, rapid or weak pulse, nausea or vomiting, you're cool, your palm clammy skin, and you'll have muscle cramps. And that's when you'll reach out to Matt and myself in regards to getting out there and assessing the employee. In the heat stroke, this is where, we're on the fence of having maybe call 911, but actively caring for one another, we shouldn't get to this point, but again, we never know the situation. So a throbbing headache, no sweating, rapid strong pulse, nausea or vomiting, red hot, dry skin, and may lose consciousness. So again, like I said, let's not get to that point. If we see someone that's off, and we're with these guys and gals throughout the day, and we know when someone's off, so let's just watch out for one another and call health and safety with any questions or concerns.
Thank you, Alberta. Very informative. Heat stress is definitely a biological hazard that exists, and we will kind of, similar as years past, when we have the National Weather Service has a heat index kind of above like 95 on certain jobs, we will allow shorts, but you have to just kind of coordinate it with the project team for those types of projects. So keep an eye out for that in the up and coming months. With that said, Ken, the floor is yours.
Hey, you see my screen?
We can.
Okay, so as a lot of people saw this morning that for some reason the weekly email that was sent out last night got diverted to our junk folders on our Outlook, but we'll hopefully get that resolved for next week. And plus, in the junk folder, it was just a jumbled up bunch of characters. So really, we had to, for some reason, some people did get it, and Brendan forwarded it to me and to everybody this morning. The other thing I want to note before we get too much further in the announcements is that there is a new VPN set up so that anyone who uses computers remotely and uses the system, our internal ECI shared drives and software. There is a new system. And there was an email this week and the previous week about upgrading your VPN so that you can continue to do that use. So if you're having troubles, check with Brendan. So for announcements this week, we have 2 promotions. So congratulations to Kenneth King for being our newest equipment operator, and Dylan Summer as our newest foreman. So great job, guys. Looking forward to working with you guys in your new role. And this week, as a reminder, we're still in the 9-week healthcare premium holiday, which goes on till the 11th of June. I've continued to include the link here to the ECI Primary Care Wellness Program. I know several more people have signed up and gone and gotten their baseline physical. And I think it's going pretty well. There's a little bit of momentum developing. So if you don't know much about it yet or haven't heard, just check this link or even call up Champlain Medical and set up an appointment. I've got this reminder from last week, the National Guard Fallen Heroes Memorial. They have a Memorial Day observance and rededication this coming week. This coming Thursday, the 27th, 11 o'clock a.m. at Camp Johnson, and we've been invited to the ceremony. Let me know if you're interested. I already got a few people that have signed up, so let me know if you're interested, and we'll make sure there's arrangements. There's at least 5 seats for ECI, but there's standing room too. I've included the kind of the last week's announcement about night shift differential policy. If you missed that or still interested in it, the details of it, it's here. And also we've included a new code in there to be a night shift combined with out of town. So I know that's coming up here for one particular project in the next week or so. So that is available. We have 3 new ECI employees, although new in quotes here. Mike Bishop is a returning person, and Kevin Estes, I think with Kevin was just like during his early years, teenage years, late teenage years or something. I don't recall exactly whether he was in high school or after high school, just after, and Kevin's returning. And then Tyler Collins. So welcome everybody, and please everyone seek out our new employees and say hello and introduce yourself. For the weather outlook, we are breaking into this summer weather pattern, and so remember your sunscreen, hydrate well, and there's also some pretty interesting PPE that for back of neck protection that Alberta has available probably in the safety and the tool crib. COVID policies, as Matt mentioned, there are some changes that were announced this week. Let's hit them real quick here. All employees can freely travel across state lines without needing a quarantine or taking a COVID-19 test upon return. There's also outdoors and indoors facial coverings are now not mandatory for employees. The CDC defines fully vaccinated as 2 weeks after receiving a shot for their second dose or 2 weeks after the first of their single dose for Johnson & Johnson. So that's great news. And all employees should be aware that any private or local ordinances might require masks. And please obey any place of business and job site mask requirements. And continue to notify health and safety if you or some of your household members has a close contact with a known positive COVID-19. And if you think you're developing or see that there's any symptoms of COVID-19, please stay at home and call your supervisor and Matt. And also the latest protocol is here in that link at the bottom. So all great news there. So for the project of the week, I'm going to turn it over to Brian.
All right, Brian, the floor is yours.
Brian, you can maximize that to your screen.
Unmute yourself too, Brian, please.
Can you see my screen though?
Yep, we got your screen. We can hear you.
Okay. ECI is subcontracted with the Locust Hill Condominium Homeowners Association for the
That
major.
was a typo I had. Brian, there's a typo there, isn't it? Second word, or third word. We're contracted, not subcontracted. Sorry about that.
Yeah. We were the general contractor association for the major construction of their roads and parking areas. A lot of the project was about water drainage, so we actually put in a whole new storm system in some areas with a lot of pipe. We connected the garages to a stormwater pipe, backyards that were collecting water. We installed storm systems in the backyards and under drain systems along the roadways so that we could solve a lot of their problems with their roads breaking up. We also did full depth reconstruction of a lot of areas around the site where there was no subgrade. It was pretty much big boulders and sand. This is a picture of a couple of the areas we had to reconstruct fully. And over here you can see where we connected like the garages to the under drains. We got Paul and Josh putting in some of the pipe in the backyards. Full depth construction of another road. This is the entranceway going into the site. This was a parking area where the boulders were actually protruding through the top of the asphalt when we got there. They didn't call this out in the original scope, and we had to add it once Jerry Lafreniere found out what the subgrade was like. It was an extra change order that we had to add. There was a lot of areas like that. This is some of the finished work from Jerry and the guys. And now we got the paving crew up there and they're doing a wonderful job. It looks really nice. Huge difference. I'm pretty sure all the people up there really appreciate what we did for them, especially when we caught a lot of the stuff that needed to be taken care of that wasn't caught. And here's from the photo archive, Cardinal Woods.
Okay, great job presenting there, Brian.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, everyone have a good day, a safe day, and remember, it's going to be a warm one out there, so protect yourself from heat stress.
Thanks, Ken, and thanks for the 50 people plus that joined us this morning. Please shoot me a message if you watched it with a fellow coworker so we can capture good attendance. Also, keep an eye out. We are looking into changing our platform to potential Teams versus GoToTraining. More to come on that, but it's something that we're considering at this point in time. So be safe today and have a good day.
Yeah, catch you later.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't like that. What am I doing this morning? Friday. We got 2 PM. That's sweet.
Screen's still up.
Yeah, no,